Okay guys, so my book is coming out very, very soon. I worked my ass off for this book. I had a lot of therapy.
Oops, we did it again, digging up the most tantalizing tales from the world of Britney. If you're a pop culture enthusiast craving the juiciest updates on the pop princess, then you've hit the jackpot. Now, before we venture into this roller coaster of revelations, give us a quick thumbs up and make sure you're strapped in with notifications turned on. Ready to dive deep into the latest Britney buzz? Let's unravel these headlines together. In her latest tell-all, aptly titled The Woman in Me, Spears delves deep, sharing intimate details and providing clarity on some long-standing rumors. And today, we're diving into one particular revelation that's making waves. Remember 2004? That's the year when Spears and Kevin Federline, a then up-and-coming dancer, began their whirlwind romance. While the media was ablaze with the romance, a certain allegation hovered in the background. The whispers grew louder, suggesting Spears had knowingly entered into a relationship with Federline while he was still involved with someone else. But in The Woman in Me, Spears has something to say about these allegations. Britney clarifies in no uncertain terms she had absolutely no idea that Federline had a child, and even more shockingly, that his ex-girlfriend, Shar Jackson, was 8 months pregnant with his second child when they started dating. Spears writes, Kevin had a bad boy image, but his personal life, completely off my radar. Meeting him, I was unaware of his toddler, and it was even more of a surprise to learn about his soon-to-be second child. The candid revelation paints a picture of Spears, at the time, living in what she described as a bubble. She wasn't surrounded by a close-knit group of confidants to share advice or insight. She candidly shares, I was living in a bubble and I didn't have a lot of good, close friends to confide in and get advice from. It was only later, after they were already together, that someone filled her in about Federline's new baby. It's intriguing to consider the dynamics of their early relationship. Spears, with her global superstar status, seemingly caught off guard by these personal details of Federline's life. It's a poignant reminder that behind the glitz and glam, celebrities too are human, navigating the complex world of relationships. Upon hearing the rumors about Federline's children, Spears' first reaction was disbelief. As she writes, it took a direct confrontation for Federline to divulge the truth. Imagine Britney with her signature blend of fierceness and vulnerability asking Federline if he had kids. Saying, you have children? Not only one child, but 2 children? The shock in her voice is palpable, even in text. Now, while Spears was processing this surprising twist in her personal story, there was another voice keen to weigh in on the matter. Shar Jackson, known to many for her role in Moesha, came forward with her side of the story. She claims that she and Federline were still very much an item when he and Spears embarked on their romance. This revelation further thickened the plot, casting a spotlight on the intricacies of their love triangle, which had now captured the public's imagination. Also in 2004, the couple made the decision to tie the knot. This marked the beginning of a union that would produce 2 beautiful sons, Sean Preston and Jaden. However, as fate would have it, by 2007, the pair decided to go their separate ways, leading to a highly publicized divorce. And it was during these trying times that Britney recalls facing some of her life's darkest moments. While the Grammy-winning artist is known for her resilience, in her memoir, she unveils her vulnerable side, discussing the hardships she faced while grappling with postpartum depression during the tumultuous custody battle. She writes, Kevin tried to paint a picture of me being completely out of control. The narrative he pushed was that I was unfit to be a mother to my kids. It was devastating. The subsequent years saw Britney facing more hurdles. 2008 in particular stands out. Following 2 involuntary psychiatric hospitalizations, the world watched as Britney was placed under a conservatorship. But her resilience shone through yet again when she regained custody of Preston and Jaden, defying many odds. Fast forward to today, and reports have circulated about the dynamic between Spears and her sons. Sources like Page 6 have commented on the somewhat rocky relationship between the Gimme More singer and her teenage sons. But there's a silver lining, as recent reports suggest a heartwarming reunion took place shortly before the teens embarked on a new journey, moving to Hawaii with their father. And speaking of Federline, he's since expanded his family, welcoming 2 daughters, Jordan and Peyton, with his present wife, Victoria Prince. Now that's not all. In The Woman in Me, Spears reveals yet another shocker. During what appeared to be the peak of her Las Vegas success, she claims she was secretly forced into rehab. And the mastermind behind this? None other than her father, Jamie Spears. Now, Jamie wasn't just any ordinary father. He was, at the time, overseeing almost every aspect of Britney's life due to his position as her conservator. That gave him an unusually deep insight and perhaps control over Britney's day-to-day actions. Detailing this period, Britney sheds light on an intriguing character from her past, Charlie Ebersol. For those not in the know, Ebersol was Spears' beau at the time. Described by Spears as someone who was into fitness and energy-boosting supplements, Charlie seemingly tried to help Britney enhance her onstage performance. Spears recalls, Charlie was into his daily workouts, consuming pre-workout supplements, and a plethora of vitamins. Sharing his knowledge, he introduced me to these energy supplements. However, this didn't sit well with Jamie. According to Spears, he kept tabs on everything from her dietary intake to her bathroom breaks. Quite the vigilant watch, if you ask us. So when Britney began using the energy supplements, her father took notice. He saw a transformation in her, more vigor in her stage performances, and a physique that was in arguably better shape. Now, before you dash off to check out the latest wellness fads, hey, hit that notification bell for Celebrity Pop. Stay in the loop and dive into juicy celebrity tales with us. Who knows, we might be spilling the tea on those health trends too. Now, returning to our leading lady, Britney's newfound energy didn't sit well with her father. Jamie, with his watchful eyes, began to surmise that those over-the-counter, non-prescription supplements were an issue. In her memoir, Spears reveals, he believed I had a problem with these energy supplements. In what might seem to many as a staggering overreaction, Jamie's solution was to send Britney to rehab. But this wasn't any typical rehab, no. The facility, located in the picturesque Malibu, California, was home to individuals grappling with severe drug abuse issues. For Spears, this wasn't just an unwelcome environment, but a frightening one. She recalls the overwhelming fear of being alone in such a place. Amongst individuals battling severe drug addictions, Spears felt distinctly out of place. She laments, I was scared to be there by myself, painting a vivid picture of her isolation. The emotional toll this took on her is palpable as she recounts her father's role in this chapter of her life. Referring to him as horrible, Britney bears her pain, feeling as though she was simply thrown away amidst individuals struggling with crack and heroin addictions. Now, it appears the revelations never cease. Britney's recent memoir now provides clarity on a previously obscure chapter, which keen-eyed fans might have picked up on. Remember the brief hiatus during the Piece of Me residency in 2014? Star magazine had hinted at her stay in Summit, Malibu between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Well, the dots are connecting and the picture forming is far from rosy. When Spears emerged from that rehab hiatus, she got right back under the glitzy Las Vegas lights, performing as if she'd just taken a leisurely vacation. The strength and resilience to immediately step back into the spotlight, it's worth admiration. However, behind that comeback were two driving forces. One was Jamie's insistent nudge back onto the stage. The other, as the Crossroads star candidly admits, was her intrinsic desire to play her role perfectly, to please, to meet expectations, and essentially to be the good girl everyone expected her to be. When reached out for comment on these claims, Jamie's legal representatives remained notably silent. But as history has shown, this wouldn't be the only occasion Jamie had Britney institutionalized. Fast forward to 2019, Spears was again committed to treatment, this time triggered by the discovery of, again, energy supplements in her belongings. Reflecting on that period, Spears states with a raw candor, "They had my back against a wall and I had no choice. They kept me locked up against my will for months." This agonizing chapter ultimately became the linchpin for Britney's crusade to terminate her lengthy 13-year conservatorship. Ending on a poignant note, Spears reaches out to her fans, supporters, and well-wishers in her memoir. To those who became her pillar of strength during these times when she felt powerless, she offers a heartfelt gratitude. Her words resonate deeply. "If you stood up for me when I couldn't stand up for myself, from the bottom of my heart, thank you." Rolling along with the revelations, let's pivot our focus slightly. When it comes to celebrity interviews, there's a delicate balance between addressing public curiosities and overstepping personal boundaries. The line, however, seemed to blur in a 2007 radio interview where Britney Spears sat down with none other than Ryan Seacrest. And what did they discuss? You'd think it'd be her laudable Blackout album, which, by the way, deserves applause for its ingenuity. Instead, the conversation tilted heavily towards Britney's competence as a mother. In her freshly minted memoir, Britney pulls no punches in expressing her sentiments about that interaction. Spears recalls Seacrest's probing questions, ones that revolved around her abilities as a mom to her two sons. Quotes such as, "How do you respond to those who criticize you as a mom?" to the particularly telling, "Do you feel like you're doing everything you can for your kids?" left Britney feeling more on trial than in a casual chat about her music. Now, the intention behind these questions might have been genuine curiosity, or perhaps a touch of sensationalism. Regardless, it brings to light the challenges celebrities face when navigating the public eye. Spears' reflection emphasizes a point that many overlook. Here was an artist who was juggling parenthood with a bustling career, all while managing the incessant pressure of paparazzi. Instead of applause for her achievements, the narrative during that period seemed overly obsessed with her role as a mother. Interestingly, the path between Seacrest and Spears didn't end with that one controversial conversation. Despite the undertones of that particular exchange, both parties seemingly moved forward, with Spears returning to Seacrest's platform for several subsequent interviews. A testament perhaps to the complexity of the entertainment industry, where personal feelings sometimes take a backseat to professionalism. And speaking of her memoir, it's been nothing short of a whirlwind for her readers. Beyond the candid discussions of her relationships and motherhood, Spears doesn't shy away from revealing more somber episodes from her life. The tell-all bestseller recounts heart-wrenching moments like her excruciating at-home abortion in 2000 and the infamous head-shaving incident in 2007. Amid the waves of emotions, revelations, and candid disclosures, one thing remains crystal clear. Britney's story is one of resilience, strength, and enduring love. And if you're hungry for more intriguing celebrity updates and sizzling stories, then you're in for a treat. Be sure to stay in the loop with Celebrity Pop. Give us a thumbs up, ring that bell, and let's spill some more tea, shall we?